Now we'll start with geometric or point method. Now in this method how we measure price elasticity of demand. So this method measures the price elasticity of demand at different points on the straight line linear demand curve. It is also called as point method. To remember, in exam it can be asked, draw a diagram of straight line linear demand curve. So don't get confused, the diagram is similar, which is of geometric or point method. Okay, or you can be asked that draw a diagram of geometric or point method. Again the diagram is same. You can see the diagram down. Okay, here the diagram shows that there are different elasticity at different point. You can see the straight diagram and different points. Okay, now you can see the marking of the on that straight line, that is A on the top, that is on y-axis, then B on x-axis, and in between you can see C, D and E. Now at these different points we have different elasticity of demand. At point A we have elasticity of price infinite. I will explain how you will get it. Okay, at point C your elasticity of price is greater than 1. Now if you will see here at point D, elasticity of price is equals to 1. Now at point E your elasticity of price is less than 1. Now at point B elasticity of price is 0. Now in the diagram, as we have seen the different elasticities on different points. Now how we are getting? First and foremost we will apply this formula. What is the formula for elasticity of price in point method? It is lower part of line upon upper part of line. Okay, so you can see the line, straight line, okay, slanting line. So lower part upon upper part, this is what the geometric mean is. So if you want elasticity of price at point C, what is the lower part of C, you will check out, and what is the upper part of C, you will check out. Okay, see the upper part of C is AC. Okay, and the lower part of C is CB. Fine. So if you will see the division, upper part of what is the formula? Formula is lower part of C. If you will see lower part is divided in how many parts? C, D and E, then B. Okay, so it is C to D, then D to E, then E to B. So it is 1, 2, 3. So lower part is divided in how many parts? 3 parts. Upper part is divided in how many parts? 1 part. So it goes 3 upon 1. Now if you will check out the elasticity, it comes more than 1. So that is at point C, what is the price elasticity? That is greater than 1. Likewise, we will calculate on each and every point. Do remember, when the denominator comes 0, okay, so that point is an infinite point. When the numerator comes 0, that point is a point when it comes to 0. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is factor affecting price elasticity of demand. Now which are the factors? What are the determinants of price elasticity of demand, or you can say factors which affect the price elasticity of demand? First is availability of substitute. You know very well substitute goods. We have already done tea, coffee, right? I hope you remember that. So these are what? Substitute goods. Now if a commodity has a large number of substitutes, its demand is likely to be elastic. In other words, you can say if a commodity has no or weak substitute, its demand will be inelastic. That means rigid. That means people are bounded to buy it. Inelastic means I am bounded to buy it. I have no choice left. Now elastic means I have more options available. Okay. Now, nature of the commodity. Next is nature of the commodity. Now, it also depends on the nature of the commodity, what kind of commodity it is. Suppose if it is necessity goods, then you don't have any choice, right? You will not make compromises. But if it is a comfort goods, or you can say normal goods, then what will happen? You will see to it whether I can fulfill my demand right now or I can postpone it. Fine. So even the nature of the commodity depends. Next is proportion of income spent. Now, what do you mean by proportion of income? Proportion of income spent means the part of income which you are spending for the commodity, or you can say the expenditure which you are incurring for the commodity. If you are incurring more expenditure, no doubt you will increase your demand. And if you will incur less expenditure, or you will spend less amount, then your demand will go down. Okay. Next is the number of uses of the commodity. Suppose if the commodity is in great demand, many people use it. Okay, so what will happen? The demand for the commodity will automatically increase. And if it is in less demand, very few people use it, so the number of the uses of a commodity will no doubt affect the elasticity of demand. Now, next is time factor. Price elasticity also depends on time factor. We have already studied that in such one particular time, if I need something, okay, so what will happen? Price will not matter me a lot, right? What I'll do, I'll purchase it at any price. But in case if at all the situation changes, I'll get more time. So what I'll do? I'll be flexible. I'll see to it whether I can make arrangement or not. So time is also one of the important factor. Next is price range. Now, demand for a commodity tends to be inelastic at very high and very low price. What do you mean by inelastic? Inelastic means rigid. Okay. So price range also matters. That means if the price is too high, probably if I am rigid, I will not purchase, I will not purchase. Okay. Or if I want to purchase, I will purchase only, like in case of gold. Okay. So this is the best example in such cases, but vice versa. Fine. So it can be inelastic at the time when the price is too high, or sometimes when the price is too low. Okay. And in moderate range, no doubt elasticity can vary. Next is, we'll go on to the next topic, that is income elasticity of demand. Now, how we will calculate elasticity of demand with respect to income? Now, what actually income is? Income means the amount of money which I have in my hands, that is my purchasing power. Okay. Now, income elasticity of demand measures the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a commodity to a change in price. Okay. So what we are comparing here? We are comparing here quantity demanded with the income of the person in regards to change in price. Now, how I say change in price? See, when my income is, I have 20 rupees, and if the price keeps on changing more than my income, no doubt my demand will reduce. And if the price goes reducing, so, and I have ample of money in my hand, more money in my hand, I'll go for more demand. Okay. Now, how we denote income? We denote income with capital Y. Okay. So, do remember, what is the formula for elasticity of, income elasticity of demand? The formula for income elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in income. Okay. That means delta Q upon delta Y. Fine. So it will go with delta Q upon delta Y into Y upon Q. Y is initial price, Q is initial quantity. Delta Q change in quantity, delta Y is change in income. Okay. Now next part is type of income elasticity of demand. Now, what do you mean by income elasticity of demand? Types of different type of income elasticity which we are facing. Okay. Now, first is positive income elasticity. Now what do you mean by positive income elasticity? In positive income elasticity of demand is said to be positive when with the increase in income the amount purchased also increased. It can be classified into three categories. Okay, so what happened in positive income elasticity of demand? The demand of the commodity, okay, it increases with the increase in the income. Fine, my income increases to 30, even my demand will also increase. So this is what positive income elasticity. Now in this cases we come under three circumstances. First is income elastic. Okay, now here my income is elastic. Now how I will judge this? If the percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity is greater than the percentage change in price, then it is income elastic. Okay, that means my exceed. Okay, what happened? My income elasticity exceeds then unit. Okay, it's more than a unit. Fine, what happened? Again I'll repeat, quantity demanded of a commodity is greater than the percentage change in price, or you can say percentage change in income. Okay, now income inelastic. Now when the percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity is less than the percentage change in price, the demand is inelastic. That means income elasticity is what? Less than unit. Okay, so it is less than 1 over here. Here income is inelastic. Fine. Now in this we'll face the last one, that is unitary income elasticity. We have already seen more than 1, less than 1, now equals to 1. Now how it will be equals to 1? When the percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity is equals to percentage change in income. That is very well clear. See, when my income and my demand goes in equal ratio, that means it is unitary 1. How? Because we have already divided it, right? Change in quantity upon change in income. So that is what actually it is. Now next is negative income elasticity of demand. Now what is negative income elasticity of demand? Income elasticity of demand when an increase in income leads to a fall in the amount purchased of a commodity and vice versa. See, previously what we have done? Positive income elasticity. Now what we are doing? Negative income elasticity. So positive means when my changes go in a positive manner. Negative means when it goes negative. That means when an increase in income leads to fall in the amount, or you can say purchase of a commodity. Fine. So that is what it goes negative, inverse relationship. Now this is negative income elasticity of demand. Next is zero income elasticity of demand. Now what is zero income elasticity of demand? Income elasticity of demand may be zero when a change in income does not bring about any change in quantity demanded of a commodity. Okay, now this is, you can say, necessity goods, right? When there is a change in elasticity of income, that means my income is changing. Suppose I said salt, I consume salt. So you consume salt in a fixed quantity. All of a sudden your income increases. What you will do? You will start consuming salt more? No, not at all. Why? Because it is a necessity good. I will consume to the amount which I need it. Okay, so that is what it is. Zero elasticity of demand. Okay, sorry, zero income elasticity of demand. Now we'll move on to the next topic, that is cross elasticity of demand. Now what is cross elasticity of demand? Cross elasticity of demand is defined as the percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity with respect to change in the price of the related commodity, substitute goods. Okay, so that is what cross elasticity. That means if one price changes, it affects the demand of others. That is cross elasticity of demand. Now how many types of cross elasticity of demand you are going to face? Again same kind, the one which we did it, income. So first is positive cross elasticity of demand. Now in case of positive cross elasticity of demand, what is it? It is said to be positive when increase in price of one commodity leads to increase in demand for the other commodity. Okay, so if one price का commodity increases, suppose tea का price increases, it will lead to increase in the demand of coffee. Okay, so that is positive cross elasticity of demand. Now next is negative cross elasticity of demand. Now what is negative cross elasticity of demand? It is said to be negative when an increase in the price of one commodity leads to decrease in the demand for other commodity. Now what happened? We have already gone with the example of pen and refill. I hope you remember. Now if the price of pen increases, what will happen? Demand for refill decreases. So what is the case? The case is negative cross elasticity of demand. That means the increase in price of one commodity leads to the decrease in the demand of other commodity. Fine. So this is negative cross elasticity of demand. Next is zero cross elasticity of demand. Zero cross elasticity you can understand very well. Two commodities not matching, they both have different characteristics. No doubt, if one is in demand, it will not affect neither the price nor the demand of other. Okay, so this is the case of zero cross elasticity of demand. Now with this we have ended up with the theoretical part of elasticity of demand. Next we will see numericals.